Today, Jeff Bezos becomes America's first billionaire to reach space. We find out when you could get your astronaut wings too. Plus, Bitcoin stumbles as billions get wiped off the crypto market. And finally, the coronavirus-driven recession goes down in history as the shortest ever. I'm MacKenzie Sigalos, and this is CNBC After Hours. It was a great day for all three major averages. They jumped more than 1.5% following Monday's big sell-off, the worst day for the Dow since October of last year. And although it's not a public company, Blue Origin had a pretty big day today too. Jeff Bezos' space business launched and landed its first manned spaceflight, with Bezos himself on board. The New Shepard spacecraft crossed the internationally recognized boundary of space, giving Bezos and his fellow passengers the coveted United States astronaut badge, also known as astronaut wings. So you're probably wondering when space tourism might become a thing for people who aren't billionaires. Well, CNBC Digital explains why you might have to wait a little bit.
After Blue Origin's successful launch on Tuesday, the US officially has its first billionaire astronaut. Now that Jeff Bezos and Sir Richard Branson have proven that space tourism is in fact possible, they're promising many new milestones to come.
This is the first step. This is a tiny little step of what Blue Origin is going to do. And what we're really trying to do is build reusable space vehicles. It's the only way to build a road to space.
But when can you actually expect to get on board? The truth is, it may not be as soon as you think.
We're probably a few decades away from space travel looking like what commercial aviation looks like because you're taking so much risk.
The first problem is reliability. The technology still needs years of testing and improvements before it's ready for repeated space flights. Bezos himself said the company is still working on a reusable vehicle. The second problem is cost. Virgin Galactic was at one point charging as much as $250,000 for the chance to fly in one of its spacecraft whenever flights begin launching. Blue Origin, well, they say they've sold $100 million worth in tickets, and the winning bid to join Tuesday's spaceflight came in at $28 million. And this isn't even mentioning SpaceX, which has larger aspirations like traveling to Mars. Space travel needs to get much cheaper and much more reliable before it can go mainstream.
And it's really about launching regularly, launching safely, and bringing down the cost overall. We need these spacecraft to be flying hundreds of missions successfully.
Okay, let's get to today's numbers round. We'll start with 90 billion. Stocks may have rallied today, but crypto, not quite. As much as $90 billion got erased from the crypto market in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dipped below $30,000 for the first time since June. Investors continue to move away from riskier assets as governments and companies grow more and more concerned about the fast-spreading Delta variant of COVID-19. Next, 30. Speaking of COVID variants, Apple is pushing back its return to office plans by at least 30 days as new COVID cases spike in the US. Workers will now return in October, but that could change. It's a sign that some companies are losing confidence that we can return to normal by the end of the summer. And finally, 2. One part of the pandemic that is over, the recession. It lasted only 2 months, according to the National Bureau of Economic Research. The NBER is considered the official authority on recessions, and it says that the COVID-driven downturn ended in April of 2020. Of course, many Americans are still dealing with the fallout of COVID-19, like widespread unemployment and long-term health effects. You can get the latest on the economic recovery in the U.S. by going to CNBC.com and downloading the CNBC app. That's it for After Hours. We'll be back here every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to catch us then.